I mean, look, the fight can go either way, guys. Either either Crawford either Crawford gets on his bicycle because Canelo hits too hard, just like we saw with Skull, or there's another scenario that can happen where Crawford can make Canelo look bad, just like Mayweather did, okay, and just took him to school without running. Or we'll see, Canelo just annihilate him because of the weight. You have to remember that Crawford is a 47 pounder or 54 pounder. Coming and Canelo has fought at, he's probably weighed 200 pounds in the ring at one point. So and it makes a huge difference, guys. 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds makes a huge.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
The biggest boxing fight of 2025 has found a home on the biggest streaming service in the world.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, the September 13 mega fight between pound-for-pound greats for the sport's undisputed super middleweight titles, will be streamed globally by Netflix at no additional cost to its subscribers, Turki Al-Sheikh announced Tuesday.
As I said last week, I hate Tom and Jerry's kinds of boxing. We will not have him anymore. This is the first thing. The second, we will have in this fight and the next fight, bonus for KO. I don't want to force to be having ring 12 by 12 or something like this.
In a major victory for the sport, Alvarez versus Crawford becomes the third boxing event over a span of just 10 months to stream on the Netflix platform, which boasts over 300 million global subscribers.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't
Obviously, he's talking about Amir Khan.
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev
We have to respect
older.
the power of Canelo.
And he does.
Billy
he
Joe.
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo go?
A tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
The controversial Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul heavyweight fight became the first boxing event on Netflix this past November, ultimately being watched by an audience exceeding 65 million viewers. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 2 was the co-feature on that night, and now the two future Hall of Famers are set to headline Netflix's second boxing event with their trilogy fight on July 11th in New York.
Crawford, Canelo, who you got?
Crawford, Canelo. I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yep.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should try test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog. He's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out until that day comes.
It's the only way, but I definitely think that it's a great fight overall. You know, black and brown is how you get down.
That's right. That's right.
Additionally, Al-Sheikh said that Alvarez versus Crawford will take place in Las Vegas, but did not name a venue. Allegiant Stadium was originally supposed to host Alvarez versus Crawford on September 12, however, once the date of the fight changed to September 13, it was unable to do so as the venue had a pre-existing booking with the UNLV versus Idaho State College football game.
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey is in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You're gonna see.
We'll
you know
see.
it.
We'll see. We're
gonna see.
It was then announced that Saudi-owned Seller would be the lead promoter for the highly anticipated 168-pound showdown instead of TKO Boxing, the latter being an entity formed by Al-Sheikh, UFC CEO Dana White, and WWE President Nick Khan earlier this year. White and the UFC faced a dilemma when the date shifted from September 12 to September 13, as the UFC had already committed to promoting its Noche UFC 3 event on that date. However, construction delays at Mexico's Arena Guadalajara forced the show to be moved to San Antonio and become a fight night event rather than the originally planned pay-per-view card.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know. So I think, if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terrence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
After this happened, White was able to commit to Alvarez versus Crawford again, and thus TKO will be the lead promoter for the event. Allegiant Stadium is also understood to be back in play to host the show, with a potential deal in the works to shift the UNLV football game off the date. Alvarez and Crawford will come face-to-face for a 3-city press tour beginning June 20th in Riyadh, then June 22nd in New York.
Crawford is going to fight Canelo, because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is two action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Before concluding June 27th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Speaking at the recent IBA Pro 7 event in Turkey, Crawford took time to fit in a workout as chatter grows around his size and weight for such a sizable task. I feel great. I've been working hard. I just finished running before the press conference. Everything is good, and I'm looking forward to becoming a 3-weight undisputed champion on September 13th.
Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC, with a roster of names I've never heard of, is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo. He's fighting in Riyadh, and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere. Anytime he's told, because he doesn't give a all he cares is about the money. Doesn't give a fans.
The Omaha Star stated, the punching pair have received a vote of confidence from former lineal heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, who was also in attendance at the IBA event. While Fury still deliberates over a bout with domestic rival Anthony Joshua, he had plenty of praise for his lower weight contemporaries getting it on.
I want to speak to you about some of Turkey's comments. He said he doesn't want Tom and Jerry, people running away in the ring. What did you make of that?
I agree with that. I agree with that. You know, people want to see a good fight. People want to see a good fight, and I agree with that.
Do you think
because, you know, people come and spend money to see a great fight, and if the other fighter come and run all the night and don't make a good fight, it's deceptional.
Do you think he saw your fight with Skull and potentially came to the conclusion?
We talk after. We talk after about that, and it's very sad. But you know, it is what it is.
I know.
Crawford will do that.
I hope not. I hope not, because we expect a great fight, the fight of the century, right? So
I think it's a fantastic fight for boxing, stated Fury. It's two of the biggest names in boxing coming together. Two men, pride on the line, and everything to fight for. They're two proud champions, and I wish them all the best. They're going to go in there, do their best, entertain the public, and provide for their families. And that's what it's all about. Aside from discussing his upcoming clash with Canelo, Crawford also had some words of praise for his hosts, especially Umar Kremlev.
It'll all be predicated upon how well Terrence can take his punch. And what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity. And with Canelo, I see a guy who, not necessarily hungry, but loves to entertain, loves to give us the big fights. Always tries to give the big fights. He finds a way to give us big fights. Not going to always win them, but he always tries to give them to us. So he'll be a guy that, if he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know. It'll all be predicated upon how well Terrence can take his punch.
You said you don't think, or you don't look into the weight difference. Why?
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terrence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much.
There are a lot of talented kids out there that don't have the finances to go to certain tournaments because they can't afford it, or they don't have the right boxing equipment. IBA has committed to supporting those people and gives them a fighting chance, he said. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.